Forests are beautiful during daylight, where sunlight filters through dense canopies. Birds fill the air with natural sound, and everything feels calm, open, and predictable. But when night falls, that same environment shifts completely, becoming quieter, darker, and far more uncertain. The forest itself does not change, but human perception does. And that shift is what transforms familiarity into something unsettling. Because darkness removes what humans rely on most: visibility. And when you cannot clearly see what surrounds you, the mind begins to fill in the gaps with assumptions, patterns, and imagined threats. That is where fear begins, not always from what is real, but from what cannot be confirmed. In forests, where shapes are unclear and sounds travel unpredictably, this effect becomes even stronger. In one reported encounter, a hiking group entered a dense forest in the late afternoon, when everything still seemed normal and safe. But as they moved deeper inside, they noticed something unusual: an absolute silence spreading through the area. No birds, no insects, and no wind moving through the trees. Just stillness. Then came something more disturbing. Footsteps, not clearly in front or behind them, but seemingly circling through the forest at a slow and steady pace, getting closer without anything ever appearing in view. In another account, campers woke during the night to find massive footprints pressed into the soft ground around their campsite. The size of the tracks did not match any known animal in the region, but what made the situation more unsettling was the pattern. The prints surrounded the entire campsite and then suddenly stopped, as if whatever created them had simply vanished without any logical direction of movement or exit. A third encounter involves a recorded journey through a remote forest at night, where a traveler captured footage of a tall, motionless figure partially hidden between trees. At first, it appeared to be a trick of light or shadow, but closer review of the footage showed something more disturbing. The figure remained completely still, and then disappeared without any visible movement away from the camera's perspective, sparking widespread debate online about what was actually recorded. In another case, explorers reported a strange navigational experience deep inside a forest where the paths did not seem to behave normally. No matter which direction they traveled, the terrain felt repetitive, as if landmarks were reappearing and trails were looping back on themselves unexpectedly. Eventually, they found themselves returning to the exact same point they had started from, creating the impression that the forest layout itself was disorienting beyond normal explanation. In the final encounter, a group of hikers discovered an abandoned cabin deep within the woods. Its structure aged, silent, and partially damaged by time. Inside, however, they found strange carved symbols on the wooden walls, some appearing fresh, despite the cabin's abandoned condition. Footprints were also found leading out of the structure and disappearing into the darkness of the forest, with no identifiable direction or explanation for who or what made them. These accounts continue to circulate online, blending eyewitness reports, interpretation, and fear-driven imagination. While many can be explained through natural causes such as misperception, environmental conditions, or navigation errors, they persist in public interest because forests naturally amplify uncertainty. Trees block visibility, sounds distort easily, and darkness removes reliable reference points, making even normal situations feel unfamiliar. Scientists suggest that this fear response is rooted in evolutionary survival instincts. When humans cannot clearly identify potential threats, the brain tends to assume risk rather than safety. In a forest at night, where visibility is limited and stimuli are unpredictable, this effect becomes significantly stronger, making even silence feel meaningful or threatening. And that leads to a simple but powerful realization: the forest itself is not changing it. It is human perception that shifts under uncertainty. But in environments where clarity disappears completely, even ordinary silence can feel like presence, and absence can feel like something waiting just beyond sight.